Over the past 5 years, sites with some social networking component have exploded in popularity. Twitter with a $1 billion valuation, or Facebook with a $10 billion valuation. Wikipedia has managed to establish value of another sort, the value of crowdsourced information, while YouTube and Flickr mix highly produced information with phone cam footage. Despite the massive popularity of these sites, they continue to produce little or no revenue. Clearly, the solution to monetizing social webs is not likely to reside in massive user bases. We're here to introduce Urbanistica, a crowdsourced, hyperlocal, community-centric social networking tool, and in specific to talk about its integrated monetization model, which does not depend on a massive user base, but on density. So monetization is problematic. What are some of the obstacles to profitability that are characteristic of social webs? Well, an overabundance of material, whether media, people, or messages, which leaves the user or the advertiser being asked to pay for something they're uncertain of the value of. Subscriptions are simple, but they tend to discourage the participation in social networks, which is clearly critical for their growth and success. And communities that form within these social networks tend to have a strong bias against charged services unless somehow this charge aligns with the objectives of the community. I'd like to contrast that with Urbanistica's model, which is what we call community-centric value. Urbanistica is a community-centric revenue model, and it's zero-based, based on what the community deems the value of advertising within a certain sector within their community is. In other words, the value of advertising reflects small businesses' benefit from and to a community. Rather than imposing the need to pay, we allow the need to pay or the desire to pay to arise from the conditions within the community and within the use of Urbanistica, which reflects the use of Urbanistica and its value. At the same time, Urbanistica is a hyperlocal service. And unlike other social networks, which seem to emphasize user base, we focused on establishing value at small scales when density arises. It is also integral to this that we provide a unique method to prioritize how local a business is. This is how value arises from density, and we'll be looking at those qualities too. The underlying technique that we use to do this is called OPM, or overlapping polygon mapping. This is a simple procedure and part of the registration process for Urbanistica. Let's take a look at it. The objective is to get each user to define where is local to them. To do that, they use a simple drawing tool, locating the area they know on the map, then clicking out a polygon which comprises the area that they're interested in, that they know about, and in the case of a small business that they focus on for the promotion of their small business. When many users define what's local, these areas are aggregated, and what you get is a representation of a community. This representation tends to reflect diversity and physical locality, in contrast with social networks that emphasize their virtuality and construction of the associations between people who know each other. Businesses convert the area they define into a promotional area. In any set of return results, the business with the smallest area will have the highest priority. Here we're going to see three areas get drawn. There'll be a yellow area, a red area, and a blue area. The yellow area is the smallest and rises to the top. The red area is next largest and is higher than the blue area, which is the largest of all. From the user's point of view, these three areas are added together to create the area that is gray on the map, which forms the community that they're currently occupying or searching inside of. Using OPM, every business or every user determines the size and shape of their area. Areas can be updated at any time to focus on promotions on different areas, to change size, to alter their priority among competitors, and so forth. Now, since businesses may not be able to get value out of Urbanistica through only a small area, competition arises that trades off size or reach against priority. To offset this, credits can be purchased and applied to small business promotion areas. Let's see how that works. Once again, we'll see our three areas constructed and in priority. But now the blue area, the blue business, will apply credits that are adequate to offset the larger area against the red area. The yellow area remains the one on top because of its very small size. And for the user, there's no change to the actual community that's represented, the amalgamation or aggregation of the three areas. So we've seen how credits can compensate an OPM for larger areas, and this tends to precipitate out the actual value to advertise among advertisers. The amount that is paid is determined by the users, and they compete in categories to prevent industries with or sectors with high cost benefits like real estate from crowding out those in categories that have lower cost benefit like babysitters. Of course, the same effect can always be had by reducing area, which tends to always focus Urbanistica back on being a local service rather than an omnibus service across large areas. OPM also changes the nature of the advertiser-consumer relationship. The emphasis on a meaningful community-derived sense of what is local means that local businesses are seen in the context of their relationship to the community. Here, for example, somebody's found a local business, the Monkey's Paw, a used bookstore. The points of view that they see in this feedback panel are all people from the area who have added this business to their list of favorites. By making it possible to focus on the local context, we emphasize local knowledge and the value that a business has to locals. Urbanistica inserts itself via distribution on mobile devices, for example, into the process of actively looking to satisfy a need. You can be standing on the street, access Urbanistica, it will find out where you are and construct a neighborhood around you and identify the businesses of interest to you that are in the immediate area. We can contrast that with brand advertising, whose model is essentially deferred purchase. A really great branded ad tends to emphasize the idea that you will buy the product at a later date, where the context that Urbanistica provides is one in which we're satisfying an immediate need. We can also see that a branded advertisement will tend to emphasize impressions to make it memorable over information to make it possible for the user to make a decision. Urbanistica supports a powerful and sophisticated tagging mechanism that allows informative search, proactive suggestions, and a range of other tools that make it easier for businesses to connect to their customers. So what I've talked about should allow you to understand Urbanistica as having several outstanding characteristics that distinguish it from other social networking and hyperlocal tools. Among these, Urbanistica is an innovative way to build a self-regulating ad market. But besides this, Urbanistica monetizes via established means as well as its own OPM method. And Urbanistica supports communities. Let's take a look at those 2 points as we close. Beyond the OPM monetization, Urbanistica has numerous other revenue streams that it shares with other sites. For example, premium services like coupons offered to small businesses are part of Urbanistica. Pro interfaces like a premium iPhone app that augments the features of a basic free iPhone app, and specialized products for travel and real estate that Urbanistica can monetize. Aggregated data mining made available to local businesses helps them understand the demographics and unsatisfied needs within their community, and so shape their business to real community needs. And at a larger level, data aggregation allows microeconomic analysis across communities with implications for business siting, social and urban planning, and so forth. Urbanistica supports communities, and that's really at the core of what Urbanistica does. So while we've been talking about the monetization and small business aspects, small businesses are seen as an integral part of communities inside of Urbanistica. Urbanistica provides a unique way for individuals to identify with, to define, and speak to communities that they belong to. And it allows businesses to say, you know, you're important, we're here with you, we're part of the same community that you are. Between businesses and individuals, person to person, business to business, business to person, we support community conversations and connect to other social media like Facebook, Twitter, and so forth, and provide a physical community dimension to those services that they otherwise lack. Through all of these services that we've described in this presentation, the underlying value to community is what makes Urbanistica the valuable tool it is. Thanks very much for watching. My name is Dan Donaldson, the founder of Urbanistica. We're in early beta. We're soliciting users, investment, and advice, and we really appreciate the time you just took to watch this. We're at www.urbanisti.ca, and you can contact us, and we'd love to hear what you have to say.